Hello there. Welcome back. This is Mag, and we have a couple of the Microfighters from Star Wars Series 2. And a week ago, I posted a viewer poll to find out how you guys would like me to review all of the Microfighter series. And thank you to Maniac for Bricks, who was the only individual that cared about the video and suggested that I can do them individually or pair them up and have a good and an evil build together. Well, it's only fitting that it being Star Wars month coming up May the 4th, that I review two of the most common sets a lot of us Star Wars junkies will recognize. We have the Snowspeeder from Empire Strikes Back, where it made its debut, as well as the AT-AT, or AT-AT, that also made its debut in the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. So what we'll do is a quick speed build on both of these, and then we'll have our comparison. And the rest of the Microfighters will come in a separate video, and we'll have a good and a bad Microfighter in each of those. For the first speed build, we'll use the good guys, and let's look at the Snowspeeder. Here's our finished Snowspeeder, where you can see we have a few parts left over. Let's now build our AT-AT. We have completed our AT-AT, and again we have a few parts left over. But now let's have a look side by side, and I'll share with you all of the details. Both of these Microfighters were fun builds. The Snowspeeder, which is set 75074, contained 97 pieces, and the AT-AT, set 75075, contained 88 pieces. Both of them retailed for $9.99 in the US. Here's a close-up of our AT-AT pilot. You can see him with his uniform on, wearing his helmet, holding a blaster. I do like the helmet. It resembles closely to a stormtrooper helmet. However, there are slight nuances and variations because he is a pilot. It's obviously a different color, and it does have some different printing. Removing his helmet will reveal a clone-type face. I do like the printing on the front of his torso with the breathing apparatus and what you would expect to see a futuristic pilot to wear. There is some printing that bleeds through the belt and onto his pant legs. Looking at the rear, we can see we still have some printing on the back of the torso. There is flesh-colored skin, but no alternate face for this minifigure. This is a pretty cool design for an AT-AT, only using 88 pieces. They do have working legs. All 4 legs are using these Technic pieces, and they will swivel in the feet and they will move in the legs, but you can always angle them down if you wanted to, something like this, how the Snowspeeder were able to cable the legs and be able to shoot onto the back right here between the head and the body, which is how one of them exploded in the movie. You could also reposition the head into different angles. A look from the front, we have the red strip that goes across, which would be where our AT-AT pilot would sit. And we have these joysticks on the side, which can be adjusted. These are the top blasters. We also have the bottom blasters that are attached to the head. And the AT-AT does come with a couple flick missiles. Looking at the rear of the AT-AT, we can see a couple studs exposed. One here, a couple on the legs. To give it some realism, you could wrap some string around the legs if you wish and affix it to the Snowspeeder and somehow create the scenario where the AT-AT falls over because it couldn't move its legs. Here's the Snowspeeder. You can see right in the front there is a long 2x2 sloped brick, and that is a printed brick. That is not a sticker. There are no stickers in these Microfighter builds. The pilot sits right in the center with a couple 1x1 clear sloped bricks to resemble the cockpit. We do have the long engines on either side with the slightly tilted wings. If we look at the bottom, we can see that there are a couple flick missiles. A look from the side, at least they have good dimensions because the cannons will slightly extend beyond the front of the vehicle. Now, I know in some of the builds of the parent style, they will come right up to the front of the ship and stop. Some of them do protrude a little bit beyond the front of the vehicle, which is the most accurate because that's the way they are in the actual movie. You could see the cannon in the back that will shoot the cable. However, there are sloped wedges right up against the pilot. There is no second area for another minifigure. There's just one that comes in this set. So it takes away a little bit of the realism in that regard because the Snowspeeders are meant to have a pilot and a co-pilot or a gunner. You can see the engines in the back. They're small. I think they could have been just a tad bit bigger because it looks like the front of the cannons are just not proportionate to those back engines. I would have liked to see them use the 2x2 rounded bricks in the back as well. Now, if you look at it straight on, these wings do fold down. They are unhinged pieces, and this is a unique look. I mean, you could have a different type of ship with the wings all the way down, but they're not meant to do that. They're supposed to just stay here, and they do lean or pivot a little bit further beyond center, and there is just a little bit of separation, as you can see, between the wing and this wedge. It's supposed to be up tight like that, but it really isn't as tight as I would like it to be. Close-up of our pilot, you can see all the detailed printing on the front of his torso with his orange flight suit, printing on the pants, and very unique printing for the belt. I think that's really neat, and it just fits right so into the gray stripes that fold down and loop across his knees. I really like the way they did that. And we have our helmet, typical Snowspeeder Rebel helmet. If we take the helmet off, we could see on the face printing that's flesh-colored skin. The visor is actually printed onto the face. And if we look at it from the back, we can see the alternate face, again with the visor printed. And the back of the torso does have printing as well. So there's our first two builds of the second wave of Star Wars Microfighters, the Snowspeeder and the AT-AT, side by side. Again, thank you to Maniac for Bricks for giving us this suggestion. And if you haven't checked out Maniac's channel, he's an excellent mock builder, and he has some great detail and videos on his channel. So I'll leave a link for him below in the commentary section. Please check him out and tell him Mag said hi. That will wrap our review of this Microfighter series. From a play factor, it's definitely up there. I'd rank it at a 9 out of a 10. For ease of build, I would say it's 9 out of 10. And just for overall love of Star Wars, I would say it's 9 out of 10, that you should pick these up at minimum and have a lot of fun with them. So if you'd like the video, give us a thumbs up. Please share your comments. Which one of these builds did you like? Do you have them? We would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button so we can send you more LEGO reviews. I'm Mag. Thanks for taking the time to watch today. We'll talk to you soon.